Hey guys, I guess I'm doing this now. So, I saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness the other day. I had a lot of thoughts on it, and I want to talk about them. I want to talk about the film. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is the latest Marvel Cinematic Universe edition. It's the latest MCU film. It's, basically, we're following Doctor Strange as he goes into the Multiverse of Madness. Most of that comes across pretty easily from the plot description there. Just so you know, this review is definitely going to contain spoilers. So don't say I didn't warn you! If you watch this video after this point, you're gonna get spoiled in a big way. A very, very major way. I've got lots of thoughts. I want to talk about all of them. So don't watch past here if you are inclined towards still seeing the film, or if you've not already seen it and are still wanting to see it. They all gone? Good, we can begin. So, this film was really good. It has a lot of very stunning visuals. It's really, really interesting. VFX is brilliant in it. There's just so much really good visually in this film. It's really been... They've put a lot of work into this film and how it looks in so many ways. It's brilliant on that regard. Even if it was just that, it would be worth seeing this film, you know? Story-wise, however, I felt that this was the first MCU film that really... The story of it was really making the continuity, the canon of all of this has been building up for so long, and this is the one that made it feel like it was creaking a bit, and I found that tampered with my enjoyment of it. There's stuff there's so much good stuff in this film, but some of the stuff just kind of plays around with canon in a weird way, so it was really just kind of... The big thing that I really wanted to talk about on that front is the fact that there's characters who know things and characters who don't know things that they either shouldn't know or should know in the wrong way round. So characters that did know stuff that they shouldn't, and characters that didn't know stuff that they should have. The latter wasn't as much of a problem, the former definitely was, because how did Doctor Strange know about Westview? How did Doctor Strange remember his ongoing stuff with Spider-Man from No Way Home? How did Doctor Strange know about Mordo chasing him down and stuff in the Prime Universe when we've never seen any of that on screen, certainly? This is the first and only time that we've actually heard about Mordo in our Prime MCU verse being actively villainous and being a dick towards people. Like, he at the end of the previous film that he appeared in, he was in the post-credits killing someone else, but he didn't actually do anything to the protagonists. So this is informed. We do not have any knowledge of this actually going on. This film has some amazing theming in it. The repeated question of, are you happy? Is Stephen Strange happy? Is the other characters in this, are they happy? Like, they can be all the successful doctors, sorcerers, whatever that they want to be, but are they happy? That's the big question, and it's tackled throughout the multiverse here, it turns out, and I think that it's interesting, the take that they go with on it. I'm really interested in where they're gonna go with it in the future. I never finished watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've watched the first half of the first season because it then went on a hiatus and then I never managed to get back into it. So, but I believe that the Darkhold showed up extensively in that. So I guess that it's non-canon now, being as there's you could make arguments that Agatha, who had it before Wanda, she had taken it from them or something, but there's no setup there. So I'm guessing that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is just completely non-canon. I think that people were saying that from the Hawkeye stuff with Laura Barton being the Mockingbird or whatever. I was very excited by the fact that Mount Wundagore got shown up. It got shown. We got Mount Wundagore in the MCU now, which I'm very excited about. I have read quite a lot of comics. This is interesting. Very, very interesting that this is the take they're going with on Mount Wundagore. I was very concerned with the way that Wanda seemed to be the villain of this film, or she was like an anti-villain almost. Like, they made her out and out irredeemable and then kind of tried to redeem her at the end there, and the point of WandaVision was that she was sort of a complicated character that was more like redeemable, or not really. I'm mixed feelings about it. I feel like I think that they went a bit too whole hog on making her very desperate and irredeemable throughout the main start of the film, and then afterwards we're getting this kind of like, there's lots of space for them to go forward, and I'm interested in where they go with her, because she's definitely not dead. If you think that she's dead from that, you've got another thing coming. She'll probably come back possessed by Chthon, the first demon that was mentioned in there, who has previously possessed both her and Quicksilver in the comics, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what ends up happening. We'll see. The Illuminati was an interesting way of doing things here, because they really went with a mix of members from the comics and stuff from different MCU stuff, and the obviously the different TV versions of stuff, because we've got Patrick Stewart coming back as Professor X for it. We've got Peggy Carter being a Captain America version from that universe. We've got John Krasinski as bloody Reed Richards. I would have said a couple months ago that he'd be great, and now I think that I've come around to Nando v Movies' point of view on it, and I feel like he's maybe been a bit hyped up, a bit overhyped about it. He did a decent enough job, but I think that, And also we got a different version of Black Bolt from the MCU Inhumans show that I don't think is going to be canon now, because it was part of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. verse or whatever. Like, it's an interesting mix. We've got mostly the comic lineup. I think that we've got Captain Marvel replacing Iron Man, and we've got Mordo replacing Strange, obviously, and Captain Carter replacing Namor. But Captain America has been a member of the Illuminati in the comics, so I don't mind too much of her being there instead. I'm very interested to see where they go with this universe that they've introduced in it, because realistically they could do a lot more with that universe, especially with the fact that we've got Mr. Fantastic, we've clearly got X-Men in there as well. Like, where could we go from there? Are they going to bring that universe in much more? Is the incursion that Clea says about in the post-credits, is that with that universe, or is it going to be with a different one? What we're going to do with all of this stuff? There's a lot that they can go forward with. It felt to me like there was what-if references all over the place. However, I do have to say that they could have actually used the characters from What if they were really going to do all of these references. We've got Strangers that weren't that strange, and we've got a Captain Carter that's not that Captain Carter, presumably. We've got various other characters that are almost certainly some sort of reference to What If, and we'll see how they go, really. I do find it interesting that we are just getting all of Marvel in the MCU now, though. With the, we're getting X-Men, we're getting Fantastic Four, we're getting Inhumans, we're getting everyone. America Chavez was a really interesting take on that character, because I really like that character. She showed up in the Young Avengers run that I liked by Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey, and she was a really interesting character in that. This version that was in this film was slightly more MacGuffinized, slightly more victimized, slightly more, like, just a bit less of a character in some ways. But I think that that's intentional, and I think that moving forward she's going to gradually get her own character arc properly. Like, proper character arc stuff. I think I saw something about she's a younger version, effectively. Make of that what you will. Have to say, really like that Benny C's American accent is improving, or maybe we're all just getting used to it, who knows? Clear in the post-credits is a really interesting take on the character. Charlize Theron is a really big name. I did not expect them to actually get her for something like this. And if she probably would have been one of my, like, top choices for the character. I'm very intrigued as to where they're gonna go with that. I have to say, I think it was a little bit of a disservice to the characters of Reed Richards, Charlie Xavier, and Black Bolt that they went down so easily to Wanda. Like, it was... These are characters that some of them I've been waiting to see on screen like this for a long time, and they went down like that to Wanda, and granted, she's meant to be really, really powerful. Black Bolt like that... On the other hand, though, I did kind of like that they just got rid of the male characters and they just had the female characters presenting the biggest challenge to her. It was a really interesting sort of dynamic, because you often end up with the same tired, oh, the male characters are the ones that are going to solve everything, da-da-da-da-da. And they didn't. In fact, none of those characters solved anything. I am not a horror fan. I will say that quite loud and proud. I am not a horror fan, but I did enjoy the horror elements that they included in this film. I mean, Sam Raimi, he does really good horror films, I'm told, so kinda had to have something in there, and yeah, no, I'm liking it. It's very much, the MCU is very much just trying to take bits from every genre at this point. So we have, you know, this has got horror in it. We've got the spy thriller stuff in Captain America Winter Soldier. We've got Ant-Man having heist stuff. We've got, there's definitely other ones that I've got examples for, and I can't think of them off the top of my head. Especially once they've got past the origins of characters. Like, it makes more sense for them to try and do some of this stuff where they just try and play with genre, and sometimes I think that actually is really doing a good job of putting the best highlights on the characters. So that's pretty good. One thing that kind of frustrated me a bit, and I think I know how they're going to get around this, is the fact that they named the MCU Marvel Universe as 616. Why did they have to do that? Because 616 is the comics, and I know that they're going to be like, oh, this is just what the characters from this world did it as. No excuse. Don't call it the 616 when it's not the 616. I think there is literally a number for what the MCU Prime world is, and it's not going to be 616 in the official, like, designation, but they had to go and do that. It's annoying to me, but I think that that's all the things that I wanted to talk about this film. I'll probably remember something in like 10 minutes after I've finished and go, oh, I should have done that. But whatever. I really enjoyed the film. It was good. It could have been even better in some ways, but it's still definitely entertaining and enjoyable and just a decent movie. Like, you know, it's got the makings of really good stuff in it. I think it could have been made excellent, and I think that there might be some deleted scenes that would have really brought it that extra bit. So those are probably all my thoughts on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I did enjoy it. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this film. I would love to know, so tell me down there. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you remember to like and share it and subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbnails over there to see other videos by me, click on the link in the description down below to join my Discord, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!